This is CTV News with Nafisa Kareem.
Terms, the city would contribute the land while a development partner would build the project.
Tonight, laying the groundwork for more family doctors. Langford's plans to add more clinic space to the Westshore.
First experience of the wild, so it is amazing, to be honest, how quickly they adapt.
Release day for a beloved endangered species on Vancouver Island. Why researchers say it could be a tough year ahead for these critters. Plus, Adam finds out the story behind a woman who found a unique way to make dull days feel dynamic. Later on the Sawatsky Sign-Off. Good evening and thank you for joining us. One of the region's fastest growing communities is taking the reins once again in an attempt to attract more family doctors for its residents. Today, Langford announced it will expand on its partnership with a local nonprofit dedicated to expanding access to primary care on Vancouver Island. CTV's Brendan Strain reports the city is now looking for the final piece of the puzzle to make a new clinic a reality.
This approach allows us to tackle multiple priorities at once.
The City of Langford is putting out a request for proposals from private and nonprofit partners to design and build a new building on this parcel of city-owned land along Happy Valley Road.
In simple terms, the city would contribute the land while a development partner would build the project.
It would be a mixed-use building consisting of residential units, commercial retail space, and a medical clinic owned by the city.
To help secure the long-term access to care in our community.
The responsibility of running the medical clinic and recruiting doctors will be in the hands of the South Island Primary Care Society, an organization that Langford has already partnered with before.
We have a really strong proof of concept here.
The nonprofit is currently running 5 clinics on southern Vancouver Island, bringing 46 doctors to the region over the past 2.5 years. The Goldstream Medical Clinic is a partnership with Langford, spread over 2 locations, one in the City Hall building and another on Bryn Mawr Road.
We have about 14 exam rooms there. We'll see a total of 10 physicians work out of that space, which is about 12,500 attachments. So that would be our goal with this clinic as well.
The building site is made up of 2 parts. This older home that the city purchased, as well as the hall that sits beside it.
From 1964 to about 2005, it was the main fire station for this area, for South Langford.
Back then, volunteers would be alerted to a fire call by an air raid siren. As Langford grew, new fire halls were built, and now the building is used for storing equipment, predominantly Christmas lights.
Glad to see that it'll transfer into something in the future that will still benefit the community as it did when it was originally designed as a fire hall.
Currently, the Goldstream Medical Clinic has attached roughly 7,000 patients to a family doctor.
We'll have more physicians arriving over the summer and through the fall, which will get us to our attachment target of 12,500 patients.
The City of Langford is hoping to double that success with the construction of a new building, having it completed within the next 2 to 2.5 years. Brendan Strain, CTV News, Langford.
A Victoria company has its eyes set on a new hotel development in the downtown core. It's asking the public to weigh in on the future of the site. Investment and tech company Red Brick has acquired the lands at 603 Pandora, the site of the former West Home Hotel in 1911, later was known as the Plaza Hotel, which was destroyed by a fire in 2019. 2 years ago, another developer pitched a 12-story Hilton Hotel, which never came to fruition. Now in the hands of Red Brick, the owners hope to revive the site's history by building a new hotel that reflects the property's original past as the West Home.
This hotel opened in 1911 as the West Home Hotel and was the place to be. It wasn't just a place to go and sleep and stay as a guest of Victoria. It was also where the locals wanted to hang out. It had a restaurant that seated 600 people and space for an orchestra. Really woven into the social fabric of this town, and we want to bring that back.
The hotel is in the early stages of planning, and the owners hope to engage the surrounding community to shape the future rezoning and development plans. Victoria police have arrested one man in connection to an alleged attack on a local Muslim leader. Local Imam Ibrahim Gaddu says he was attacked in downtown Victoria last Thursday while sitting in his car with his wife near Fort and Cook Street. He says a stranger opened the driver's door and attempted to pull him out. Police say 31-year-old Vincent Edward Abraham is facing charges in relation to 2 separate attacks on that same day. Earlier in the evening, he allegedly struck and robbed a separate victim. Abraham is charged with robbery and assault causing bodily harm, as well as robbery and assault with a weapon. Here's a question for you. What's in your trash bins? That's what the Capital Regional District is hoping to find out as it launches a detailed waste audit. Between now and October, contractors working for the CRD will collect and sort random waste loads from residential properties, businesses, and even schools from across the region. The garbage will be taken and sorted, drawing up a snapshot of what's ending up in the waste stream and where. The information could be used to guide future waste initiatives, education programs, and planning.
Is really to test what's working and what's not. It's not meant to, find contamination or find errors in how this material is being set out at the curb, but really to understand where programs and services that either we offer or our counterparts at municipalities and provinces and the province put together to divert this material, where it's succeeding and where we can improve.
Don't worry, you won't be getting a report card on your recycling habits. The CRD says all of the waste collected will be anonymous and not associated with your address. Any accidental personal information found during the process will be properly destroyed by the auditors. A triumphant day for an endangered species on Vancouver Island as several marmots being released from captivity. Vancouver Island marmots have been the focus of a multi-provincial program to breed and strengthen the population, which normally lives high in the alpine regions of Vancouver Island. As CTV's Andy Garland reports, researchers say the animals have a difficult year ahead of them with a lower than normal snowpack this past winter.
It's a memory Owen Petrovic will never forget.
I knew that I wanted to carry them on my back.
The 14-year-old was one of 4 who got the opportunity to backpack in a Vancouver Island marmot to their new home.
I have a really fat cat, so I thought it was going to kind of feel like that, but they felt a little lighter than that.
On the summer slopes of Mount Washington this morning, the Marmot Recovery Foundation released 4 of their captive bred marmots into the wild.
This is their first experience of the wild, so it is amazing, to be honest, how quickly they adapt.
There are roughly 420 of the still critically endangered species in the wild currently, and another 40 will be released this summer. The foundation adds these 4 have the toughest challenge ahead of them, which is making it through their first summer and winter.
At the end of the summer, we usually see a pulse of predation on marmots, so they have to learn to identify predators and evade those predators, and then they have to find a suitable hibernaculum and make it through their first winter.
But a new challenge also awaits these marmots in the form of climate change. As Vancouver Island saw record low snowpack levels, the foundation expects survival rates to drop this year because the snow acts as an extra layer of insulation for their burrows, and the marmots would have to spend more energy coping with the increased temperatures.
So we're probably looking at between 80 and 85% overwinter survival. Last few years we've been kind of in the low 90s, so it's significantly lower.
But there may be a silver lining to the low snowpack levels and the lower than expected winter survival rates, which is more pups.
This has been seen in a couple other marmot species where low snow means higher overwinter mortality but more reproduction. And in some marmot species, it's actually ended up being a net benefit.
Only time will tell on how the marmots fared over winter, as field crews will survey numbers throughout the summer. Andy Garland, CTV News, Mount Washington.
Water restrictions are tightening in the Comox Valley as of today, with river levels dropping and demand surging heading into the summer. The CVRD is moving to stage 3. The regional district says water usage has spiked, driven largely by outdoor irrigation. Under the new rules, lawn watering, along with filling pools and washing vehicles or driveways, is now banned. For now, homeowners can still water gardens and trees using handheld containers or hoses with shut-off nozzles. Stage 3 water restrictions apply to homes connected to the regional system, including Courtenay, Comox, Comox First Nation, and nearby service areas.
Our water license is very much tied to the flow going down the Puntledge River, which is after the impoundment dam, which BC Hydro owns and operates. And so our restriction level are very much tied to that river flow. So in this case, when they move below 11.3 cubic meters a second in the river, that's our trigger point to go to stage 3.
The CVRD says bylaw officers will be enforcing the restrictions with warnings and potential fines for non-compliance. At a time when charities are reporting drastic drops in donations due to the cost of living, a group of local firefighters has dramatically exceeded a fundraising goal for sick kids on the island. This morning, the professional firefighters of Greater Victoria delivered a check for $45,000 to the Victoria Hospitals Foundation. That surpasses their annual pledge of $25,000 for some of the region's smallest and most vulnerable patients. The donation will help cover the cost of a new panda warmer at Victoria General Hospital. It's a specialized crib that helps monitor newborns' vital signs and maintain their temperature, supporting the transition from the womb. A local mom says the panda warmer at Vic Gen helped keep her identical twin boys alive right after they were delivered at 31 weeks, weighing just 3 pounds.
I don't think I'll ever be able to truly convey what it felt like, but I didn't know any of these people. They had no idea who I was when I walked through the door. And by the second day, they were calling my unborn boys Jack and Cooper. And they acted like family and they supported us like one. And it starts the second you walk through the door. So my success, their success, the fact that they're 5 and they're thriving is not ours alone. And it takes an absolute village. And this is a village that I can't thank enough.
Last year was the first time the firefighters exceeded their donation goal, hopefully signaling the start of a positive trend.
The kiddos like me, some of us have difficult mental health issues. And issues that will really help.
Being in positions where we're out in the community and we get to hear from those that we serve how important these experiences were with the equipment that was funded by donations like ours, it just makes it something that is a simple thing to get behind.
The firefighters say all of the donations came from their annual calendar campaign.
28 degrees in Victoria right now. It was another record-setting day across parts of the island. We'll outline that and look ahead to some wetter weather for the end of the week right after the break.
Well, Josh, the mercury is going up and the temperature records are coming down.
Yeah, we had a number of records fall yesterday, a bunch of them again today. Officially, looks like Victoria is going to be just short of a record, but we'll wait for the final numbers to come in. It's 30 in Nanaimo right now, 34 in Port Alberni. Victoria's 29 at the airport. Yesterday, we told you Victoria set a record daytime high. We did indeed, by 2 full degrees. The old record, 28.9. Duncan broke a record. Port Hardy broke a record yesterday. Here are today's unofficial records. Looks like, as we said, Victoria's probably going to come up just short. 29.7 was what we were aiming at. We're at 28.9 so far. Nanaimo, though, 32, 30 Comox, 29 Tofino, 34 Port Hardy. All of those already have set new record daytime highs. And so the only question as the next few hours come in is just how far above those records will we get. Pretty clear skies across much of the island. We'll see a bit of cloud cover overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, and then it clears out in the afternoon. Watch this next system roll in. That'll bring some rain to a lot of the island, but especially west coast and further to the north. So this could actually be a good 20 to 30 millimeters worth of rain for parts of the North Island Thursday, Friday, and then hit and miss showers for the weekend. Temperatures up around 20 tomorrow, out ahead of that rain, and then back into the mid-teens for Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. Inland areas, you'll have one more run at a record tomorrow. 31 in the forecast for tomorrow. Highs around mid to upper teens. Thursday, Friday, good chance of some afternoon showers. Thursday, better chance for some rain. Friday, especially early in the day. Back closer to 20 for the weekend. 18 with some morning fog out on the west coast. Gusts to about 40 or 50 kilometers per hour. 14 in the rain on Thursday and 15 on Friday. So that's a big drop from the temperatures you had today. 26 in Comox tomorrow, closer to 20, it looks like, for Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. Best chance for showers is going to be Friday. Thursday night, you might see a little bit of that precipitation. It's going to be pretty scattered, I think, late in the day Thursday. In Nanaimo, 29 tomorrow, so that'll be close to a record. I think probably just short, though. 20 on Thursday, chance of some showers Thursday evening. Better chance for some occasional periods of rain Friday. Drier for the weekend, though. In Victoria, 14 degrees tomorrow morning. 24 for a daytime high, so not quite as hot as yesterday and today, but still handful of degrees above average, closer to 20 where the winds blow onshore. 20 on Thursday, chance of some showers in the evening Thursday, dry through the daytime hours. Chance of some light rain off and on Friday, and then highs of around 20 for Saturday, Sunday with some clearing, so back to around average through the weekend. Heat is done, although for one more day tomorrow, Nafisa, temperatures will be above average, and then we get into some wetter weather to close the week.
Yeah, I'm ready for a break from that. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Well, more than 300 Canadian business leaders are currently in Tokyo. It is the largest Team Canada trade mission ever held in Asia. CTV's Judy Trin is the only Canadian reporter on the ground covering the event, taking a look at defense trade today.
The defense minister boards a stealth warship built by Mitsubishi. The frigate was only commissioned in May and is an example of what the Japanese want to export. Australia has purchased a fleet. New Zealand is considering buying, while Canada is looking for a way in.
We're interested in what Japan has to offer, and we're interested in what we have to offer the Japanese. That's what the defense industrial strategy is all about. It's all about making sure that we have a good relationship bilaterally with not just Japan, but many countries in the world.
Canada, impacted by Donald Trump's threats of annexation, is under pressure by the U.S. to spend more on defense. Japan is spending just under 2% of its GDP on the military and has passed a bill to invest a record $60 billion U.S. this year on defense.
If you see the map, we are surrounded by China, North Korea, Russia. Those three countries have nuclear weapons. Some of them are targeted to us.
Canada is increasing economic ties with China, Japan's biggest regional competitor. David McGinty says more trade with Japan will lead to a bigger Canadian presence in the Indo-Pacific.
We just ratified a very important intelligence sharing agreement just last week in the Canadian Parliament. That's going to allow us to continue to dig down deeper and wider in this relationship with Japan.
At next month's NATO summit, the Prime Minister will present a roadmap about how Canada will reach the new NATO target of 5% GDP spending on defense. It will include a fleet of new submarines and possibly future partnerships with Japan. Judy Trin, CTV News, Yokosuka Naval Base, Japan.
Coming up, front yard fun. Adam finds out how a stay-at-home mom discovered a creative way to express herself. That's coming up next on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
A trusted voice focused on Vancouver Island first, sharing stories.
We're here at Esquimalt Lagoon
that hit closest to home.
Housing is a problem. What's your plan?
Watch weekdays at 4:30 and at ctvnewsvancouverisland.ca. See it happen. Send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Finally, Adam finds out the story behind a woman who found a unique way to make dull days feel dynamic on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
After spending years working at home,
I was just a mom. Life was dull.
Anne Bruin's weekdays were feeling like a grind.
Get the kids off to school, come home, clean the house, make the dinner, do shopping, blah, blah, blah.
So one day, Anne decided to do something about it. Hung a couple chalkboards on her fence.
Whimsy's important.
And started writing hundreds of daily quotes for the people passing, like, I'm an adult in the same way a tomato is a fruit.
It's nice to be able to make somebody smile.
So, while waiting for her kids to safely cross this busy intersection on their way home from school, Anne wondered about other ways she could make her days feel more dynamic.
So I thought it would be funny, because I like to be goofy, I'll just throw on a costume.
So every day after school, Anne waited while wearing something different.
And my kid came home and ran in the house, and I just stayed out there because I was having such a good time.
Oh, it was so much fun, and started building props to support her costumes. From a giant Barbie box, to the couch from Friends, to the current and permanent Game of Thrones throne.
I always felt like I was wearing a mask anyways. You know, you're trying to be cool. You're trying to be the good parent at school. You're always wearing something.
But now that she has the opportunity to express her authentic self, Anne feels she's become even better at playing all the roles that once felt dull.
Now, I get all my stuff done first thing in the morning. I rip through it all, and I have the afternoon free. I can go play.
And while Anne's grateful to have the time to be creative,
I'm so lucky.
And appreciates all the positive feedback it inspires.
They did a 3D Game of Thrones chair. I love it.
And ultimately hopes her front yard inspires people of all ages to do your thing and don't care if others like it.
You don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. I don't ever plan on growing old.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News.
That is great advice, and that is it for CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great